Good morning. Welcome, everybody, to the First Unitarian Church of Hamilton. To those of you here in the sanctuary and those who are joining us online, please ensure that your electronic devices are muted, except for those using our hearing loop system. We welcome you today, whatever the circumstances of your life, in the many ways we identify as people, and in the diversity of how we live and love. In this house of faith, we are all included as we search for truth, build community, and strive to make the world a better place for all. My name is Karen Traulet-Kumar, and my pronouns are she and her. We are grateful to those who co-create our worship experience. Reverend Danny Weber, our minister, our music ministers, Rachel Derry and Gisela Depket, our tech team, Josh McIntyre and Brian Carey, our ushers, Doreen Knoll and Karen Moore, and our worship assistants, Ian Johnson and Paula Borner. The city of Hamilton is situated upon the traditional territories of the Erie, Neutral, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Mississaugas. The land is covered by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, which was an agreement between the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe to share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. As settlers, we continue to benefit from the land and its gifts. As settlers, we must ask ourselves how and if we have shared and cared for the earth and its gifts. Facing the truth is hard. Truth must come before reconciliation. Before we get started with our service, I'd like to offer a huge vote of thanks to all of those involved with putting on our Boreal concert last night. Wasn't it marvelous? Whoa. The trio of women who sang were brilliant, and our choir opened with 3 inspiring pieces. So thanks to everyone who participated and to everyone who attended, and congrats to those lucky door prize winners. I'd also like to just highlight a couple of upcoming events. You may have noticed we have on our screen the announcements that are just rolling through, but just wanted to highlight a few. Today after service, we're having a soup, lunch, and conversation called Cafe 8, and it's an opportunity to discuss how to dismantle racism and the barriers to inclusion. So if you can stay after church, that would be great. Our 8th principal group is facilitating this. Next Sunday after church is a meet and greet for anyone who's exploring possible membership at our church or further involvement in our church. We also have the Zoomers and Boomers Holiday Feast on December 12th, 1 p.m. And last but not least, I wanted to especially highlight Music and Munchies, which is another upcoming event happening next Sunday, December 7th from 4 to 6:30 in the Fellowship Hall. And this monthly gathering is particularly for adults with young children. The kids get to make music and crafts while the adults have time to socialize. It's a way that we're reaching out to the wider community to provide an opportunity to spend some delightful time together. I think we're going to have some posters in the foyer about Music and Munchies. So if you have adult children with kids, or you know of a young family who'd enjoy this, please pick up a poster and spread the word. One last little announcement. There was an earring that was found in the parking lot, a beautiful earring. Everybody's checking their ears. A beautiful earring, drop earring with, it looked like a turquoise in it. And so if that was your earring, just come and see us after the church. So now let's listen to our prelude. It's just a beautiful piece, Sonata number 2, the Adagio movement by Marcello, offered by Gisela Depket. Welcome to this place of peace. May we find some moments of quiet contemplation. Welcome to this place of celebration. May our hearts soar with gratitude for the gift of life. Welcome to this place of sacred love. May we gently hold all that is broken here. Welcome to this place of inquiry. Here, may we be challenged to open our minds and hearts ever wider. Come into this place of community. May we together draw the circle of love and justice ever wider. Welcome to this sacred place. Come, let us worship, celebrate, grieve, and love together. Please join me in our chalice lighting words. May this flame be our light of friendship and love.
Good morning, everyone. I am Reverend Danny, and I use they, them pronouns, and thank you so much for coming out this morning. It's not that nice out today. Let us settle into worship with these words. Maybe we can settle. We'll see. Into worship with these words by Reverend Michelle Collins. We arrive carrying the familiar ache of not enough. Not enough time, not enough rest, not enough certainty about what comes next. But here, in this space between one breath and another, something small and persistent whispers, "You are held." We come from days that feel too ordinary to notice. Commutes and meetings, dishes and deadlines, the unremarkable hours that make up most of living. But buried in the mundane lie small miracles we walk past without seeing. Some of us learned to count blessings on our fingers, others to worship thanks to ancestors or sky or earth. We carry different languages of gratitude, different ways of recognizing what sustains us. All of them welcome here. And now let us sing together hymn number 100 in the gray hymnal, or the words will be on the wall behind me. Peace like a river.
I've got love like the ocean.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jenny. I'm the RE here. I work with the children. And I have two announcements before I read the story. The first one is that on Fridays, we have a Third Space Cafe, and they are themed for every week. So just on Fridays from 6 to 9 p.m. Every week, it's a different theme. So we have a games night, we have a mending circle, we have community cooking and arts and crafts night, and a Fifth Fridays is a special one, so stay tuned for that. But you're all welcome to attend. You can come and hang out with us. You don't have to mend something if you don't have anything to mend. You can come and hang out and share a meal with us too. It may or may not be a potluck, so look out in the A's for details about that. So the second announcement we have, I want to invite Jamie and Ivy to come up. And I was looking for Martin or Roberta. I said the name. But I didn't see them today. So we're partnering with Social Justice. But we're having the kids come up to share the announcement. Go ahead. I'm going to pull over.
In October, we learned about compassion and what it means to care for ourselves, for others, and for the earth. In November, we have been learning about gratitude and how important it is to be thankful for what we have. It's important to not only learn about compassion and gratitude, but to put our learnings into action. On December 14th, we have the opportunity to do just that.
The Children and Youth Religious Exploration Team has partnered with social justice teams for a number of years. One of the ways that we have been involved with social justice is to collect clothing items and gift cards for the Eva Rothwell Center at their annual holiday service. In the first year of the church's association with Eva Rothwell, it was decided to donate winter clothing from our mitten tree directly to the center. And over there we have our caring tree from a couple of weeks ago that we are extending to be our mitten tree this year.
By the next year, the plan changed to better suit the needs of the center. We partnered with the Eva Roswell Center Social Justice Team in 2006. We were able to donate at least $8,900. One of the years we were in lockdown due to COVID-19 pandemic, we were still able to collect over $1,800 in gift cards and over $300 in hats, mittens, and other items.
This year, the CYE program is again partnering with Social Justice to support the Eva Rothwell Center to collect gift cards and warm winter clothing to give to those in need. The best gift cards are Tim Hortons, McDonald's, Harvey Swiss Chalet, the Ultimate Dining gift card, Softest Jugmite, No Frills, Food Basics, Metro, Mike's Work, Mike's Work Warehouse, and Best Buy.
Other items needed are socks, underwear, hats, mittens for adults and youth. We would be happy to receive gently used items as well as new items.
Over the next couple of weeks, please bring your winter clothing donations and place them on our caring tree in the foyer. We will collect them after the service on Saturday, December 14th, to bring to the Eva Roswell Center on Sunday, December 14th. Please bring gift cards, cash, donations, and we will collect them during the service.
You can put the mittens and clothing items on the tree or under the tree, and we'll collect those and bring them as well over to Eva Rothwell on Sunday, December 14. Good job. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's make this the biggest year ever for the collection. Oh, I have a story to read now, don't I? Okay, let's read our story now. Today's story is called No One But You by Douglas Wood, and it's illustrated by P.J. Lynch. There are so many things in the world, so many important things to be taught, to be shown. But the best things, the most important ones of all, are the ones no one can teach you or show you or explain. No one can discover them but you. No one but you can feel the rain kiss your skin or the wind ruffle your hair, and no one but you can walk through a rain puddle in your bare feet. No one but you can listen with your ears to the song of a bird in a treetop, or the wind in the pines, or the scolding of a squirrel as he shakes his tail and stamps his feet. No one but you can see the morning sun sparkle on the water as you dangle your toes and watch a fish dart behind a rock and see the miraculous marching of a water boatman across the surface of a pool. No one but you can gently hold a turtle with your own hands and count the plates on her back and the stripes on her chin, feel the hardness of her shell and the soft scratching of her claws, and imagine what a turtle's life is like as she swims back into the blue-green shadows of her world. Only one person can notice the hum of a bumblebee on a lazy afternoon as he buzzes past your ear on his way to a clover patch, and that someone is no one but you. And who else but you will roll a glistening dewdrop from a rose petal onto your tongue, or savor a red, ripe strawberry, or a golden drop of honey, and know what it tastes like just to you? No one but you can smell the moist earth after rain, discovering just the way it smells to you, or catch the fragrance of a tulip, or apple blossom, or even a dandelion. No one else but you can blow dandelion seeds into the wind with your breath, or whistle with a blade of grass held between your two thumbs, or sing your very own song with your very own voice in your very own way. No one but you can gently hold a puppy in your arms, feel the softness of its fur and the warm tickle of its tongue, and make it feel safe and cared for because it's with you. No one but you can smile just your smile or laugh just your laugh. No one but you can remember your own memories, all the things you've done, all the places you've been, with all your favorite people. And, of course, no one but you can make your new memories, the ones still to come. No one but you can hear frogs singing on a spring night under a blanket of stars just the way you can. No one else in the whole world can look up at the stars, these stars now, with your eyes and feel your own special places on this earth. And no one else can wish upon that star, that very one, from just where you stand, and wish your own very wish. No one but you. And no one in all the wide world but you can feel the feelings in your heart, knowing that someone loves you and saying the words only your lips can say, I love you too. No one but you. Thank you. Do you want to sing the kids out? Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. Let's do that.
As you go, may joy surround you. As you go in peace. Know our love is with you always. As you go, as you go.
The offering we accept every Sunday is an opportunity to recommit ourselves to this community and to our relationship with one another. When we give, we say yes to something we value. With gifts freely given, may we say yes to the values of our faith. And as we receive our offering, we will hear the second movement of Marcello's Sonata number 2, the Largo. Thank you. Your gifts in support of our ministries to one another and to the community are appreciated. I'm now going to offer a short guided meditation on gratitude, which is the theme of today's service. After the meditation, Gisela will lift us up with music, and during this time you're invited to come and light a candle in honor of a joy or a sorrow in your life. So now I invite you, as you are willing, into this time of meditation and reflection, and into this practice of gratitude. First, I invite you to take a few relaxing breaths in and out. Feel free to close your eyes if that's comfortable, or leave them gently open. Breathe in a way that feels comfortable and relaxing. I invite you at first just to pay attention to your body. If there's a place of tension or pain, imagine breathing your breath into that part of your body. Imagine the breath expanding that area of tension and then breathing out through that pain or tightness, feeling the muscles release with the out-breath. With breathing in, expand your attention to any area of tension. Breathe out through that area, letting the tension go. Now I invite you to bring your attention to your heart space. Continue to take gentle breaths, breathing that feels natural and relaxing. Just be aware of anything you're feeling. If you're feeling joy or calm and peace, if you're feeling sadness or grief or anxiety, just be aware of it. Breathe alongside that feeling. Offer yourself compassion for whatever may be present to you right now. As you continue to breathe, ask yourself, what or who are you grateful for? Is there anyone who's caring for you, inspiring you, comforting you? Anyone who you love, who you're grateful for? Hold that person, those people, visualize them. Breathe in that feeling of gratitude and breathe out that gratitude for those loved ones. I invite you to take a few more breaths. And as you do so, I invite you to think about the gift of this day. Hold in your attention anything that you are grateful for from this day, anything you're looking forward to in this day. Hold that gratitude and attention in your heart, in your mind, as you breathe in and out gently. Take a few more breaths. What else are you grateful for? Your connection to the natural world, to music, to art, to creativity, to your human body and mind that allow us to experience these gifts. Hold all of that in your attention. Breathe in that feeling of gratitude and breathe out gratitude. As you are ready, as you continue to breathe gently, slowly bring your attention back to this time, to your body, to each other. And now, gently open your eyes. Blessed be. Amen.
We come now to a time in our service when we affirm the ways we are connected in this life. As we live into the truth that what affects one of us affects us all. In a spirit of community care, let us open our hearts to one another and all that we hold sacred. Sometimes the sorrows that are within our lives are too tender to share, but we hold space today for those who are struggling with the reminder that you are never alone in your sorrows. Alongside the struggles and sorrows of this life, there is also joy to share. Milestones, blessings, and celebrations of all kinds for which we are moved to give thanks. As has already been mentioned this morning, what a delight it was to have the concert in this room last night. It was so, so lovely. Thank you to everybody who supported and who came out for the concert. There was a whole slew of hands that made it possible. We celebrate the joys among us and rejoice in the happiness that flows through our community. And finally, we spend time recognizing and lifting up our gratitude. The work of our church is never done, and it is always humming along in the background. Sometimes this work happens in very visible ways, and other times it is unnoticed. But all of the work is worthwhile and worthy of celebration. This morning, we would like to share gratitude that goes out to a group that has been working behind the scenes for at least 3 years now, and this is the ANCA Task Force. This task force was responsible for adjusting all of our charity and bylaw paperwork so that we were brought into accordance with the changes that happened with the Ontario Nonprofit Corporation Act. Their attention to details, both internally and the red tape kind, was outstanding, and their work was completed at the board meeting this last week. Thank you. Thank you to Bruce McPherson, Bill Johnston, Elizabeth Beckett, and Al Sharp for the outstanding job that you did. If you would like to have a joy, sorrow, or gratitude shared with the larger congregation, you can do so by clicking on the link on our church's webpage or by writing something in the binder at the side of our sanctuary. Sharing the tender moments in our life and witnessing one another is part of building the web of beloved community. May we continue to hold space for this community care and to share with courage and vulnerability. The days are growing colder and darker. And now there is a soft blanket of snow absorbing extra noise, making the world feel still and soundless. It is this time of year that I tend to turn our services inward to make them contemplative and quiet. We approach this time when all of the world's religions tell us to light all of the lights and to hold fast to the ones that we love. The harvest is in. It is too cold and too dark to do work. We light fires and set cauldrons for soup, and now we wait. And we sing, and we tell stories. It's a time of Advent. We chop wood and carry water for fire and for soup until the midwinter feasts that will get us through to the spring. Except we don't, right? Our world doesn't really work that way. There are so many tasks that need to be done in the next 4 weeks. Friends and family to see, shopping and decorating to do, cooking and baking and cleaning and preparing. Some of us might have to travel, both to see loved ones, others perhaps for work. And yet, it always feels really strange. Nature and all of our traditions are compelling us to work less, rest more, hunker down, be soft. And yet, our culture is telling us, go, 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 go. Spend, decorate, travel, put your company manners on. Go. This year, the idea of rest feels particularly challenging. For better and for worse, the entire world seems to be sending a message that things are not working for the average person anymore. For example, this congregation has been participating in affordable housing activism for more than 10 years. Letters have been written to the housing ministers, both at the provincial and national levels. We have hosted information sessions and learning opportunities, and we have fundraised for local nonprofit housing groups. And yet, last year, the Social Planning and Research Council of Hamilton published a report called Hamilton's Housing Crisis from 2010 to 2023, The Trends. It stated that during that time period, 2010 to 2023, the cost of rental housing went up by 49.4%, although inflation during the same time was only 26%. And yet, now, on Monday this past week, the Ontario government was able to pass Bill 60, which will introduce changes to the Landlord and Tenant Board that will strip away key tenant protections, fast-track evictions, and open the door to end rent control as we know it. Last Sunday, we had members of the Hamilton Downtown chapter of ACORN here speaking to us about the problems that this bill were going to bring to tenants in this city. And many from ACORN were kicked out of the public gallery at Queen's Park for chanting people over profit. And Doug Ford was caught yelling at the crowd, "Go find a job." Of course, people are crying out for people over profit. Income equality is worse than ever. In fact, the Maples article from July 28th this past year stated, in the first quarter of 2025, the income gap shot up to 49 percentage points, up from 43.8 percentage points in 2021. It's been a long time now that I have thought this new world order couldn't possibly stick. I was hoping we as a society would decide that we would simply tell those in power that we demand a better way. I was hoping that we as people would come together and decide that our neighbors deserved homes and health care and basic necessities, regardless of their situation or skill. Yet we haven't done that. We choose something very different at times. We choose to turn against one another. We speak about renters who can't afford their rent and other basic needs, and others talk about the poor landlords who have renters from hell. Maybe this is because we are being kicked out of Queen's Park. We can't share our anger with the people who might actually be able to create change. The people that the population has voted in to listen to us and make the changes that we have asked for. And yet they kick us out of the discussion when it is time to have the vote. And yet today is the first day of Advent, and we are all just supposed to light a fire, open an Advent calendar, in restful anticipation of a rebirth of hope and joy. All I want to do is scream from the rooftops that things are not okay. And then maybe I want to lead a peaceful protest of armies down to somewhere to protest something, anything, everything, all the time, except for the times when I just want to sit on my couch and watch another Netflix episode, or scroll through another stupid video on my phone and distract myself from everything that is currently happening around me. So what do we do next? What do we do now? There is an old Buddhist proverb that says, before enlightenment, chop wood, fetch water. After enlightenment, chop wood, fetch water. I think the phrase is supposed to be a statement of how enlightenment doesn't actually change your life, just your perspective. And of course, changing your perspective will change your life. But I think it's actually more than that. I think chop wood, fetch water is also an instruction book to enlightenment, an instruction book to salvation or to the beloved community, or whatever it is that you want to call that thing that we are all here for. The thing where you feel purpose and presence and belonging. There isn't a roadmap to it. So I think this proverb is inviting us to do the ordinary and wait for God to show up, or for nature to take its course. And if that happens, we will be saved. And if it doesn't, we will still need firewood and soup. This last week, I spent 3 nights with 5 families together in a giant house in Brampton. There were 9 adults and 4 children from 11 months to 7 years old, and it was the most chaotic and peaceful, loud and quiet time that I have enjoyed in a really long time. We all arrived Wednesday evening to spend American Thanksgiving together, to share stories about our biggest wins for the year, to commiserate over our struggles, and to refuel ourselves for the next several months. These families have been gathering for the last 3 years for a community Thanksgiving meal, board games, and late night chatting around living rooms. And this year, Adam and I were invited to join them. And the possibility of gathering with dear friends and their children for multiple days sounded amazing. Of course, it also felt overwhelming and noisy some of the time. Living in a house with only Adam and my dog, Bryn, things can be pretty quiet most of the time. And it is actually a general toss-up between my dog and I as to who is the loudest in our house. So I usually have the ability to experience calm and quiet whenever I need it. But there was this possibility of connecting with other humans that felt so incredibly necessary and magical and awesome that we pushed ourselves to step outside of our comfort zones that we have created for our daily lives. And we did so many dishes over the last 4 days. For a short-term rental place that advertised that it could sleep 18 people, we shortly found out that they could not even feed 8, let alone 18, with the lack of dishes that were available in the cupboards. Thank goodness we had a water heater, because wow, did we need a lot of hot water. The theologian, scholar, writer, and ordained minister, Reverend Renita Weems, speaks about the idea of chopping firewood and carrying water in a different way. She says, "We expect God to appear in those places where holy men usually conduct their affairs. If God speaks, it will be on the mountains, in the caves, in sanctuaries, in temples, in the cloisters of one's study, in classrooms and libraries where we are surrounded by holy books, anywhere but in the nursery or on the playground. in a kitchen, in a parking lot, at a checkout counter, or at the bedside of a dying person. God shows up only where silence is cultivated, solitude is appreciated, and abstinence is the rule, we have been told by holy men. But the lessons of holy women run counter to such claims. They teach us to reclaim the ordinary, routine, mundane, unspectacular work of being faithful to love. It is what in some circles is referred to as the grace of daily obligation. And so, what if this is the work that we are called to do now? Not to try and find the divine, our own understanding of who and what God is in the words and the study and in the cloisters of quiet, but in the messy chaos of living and loving with other people, in the routine of daily obligations, and in the witnessing and the wondering and the worshiping of ordinary moments, mundane and unspectacular work of being faithful to capital L love. What if we were to add this idea of bringing gratitude to our everyday life alongside the idea of grace in daily obligations? The idea that we can find miracles in mundane moments and lift those up as the extraordinary gifts that they can be in our life. Like our call to worship this morning reminded us, we come from days that felt too ordinary to notice. Commutes and meetings, dishes and deadlines, the unremarkable hours that make up most of living. But buried in the mundane, like small miracles, we walk past without seeing. One more illustration. There is a public theologian of a different type whose name is Jason Silva. He is known for hosting the National Geographic documentaries entitled Brain Games, and the other one are Origins. He started a series on YouTube at least a decade ago, probably even longer, called Shots of Awe. And one of his videos opens with the following statements. I think a lot about the contrast between banality and wonder, between disengagement and radiant ecstasy, between being unaffected by the here and now and being absolutely ravished emotionally by it. And I think one of the problems for human beings is mental habits. Once we create a comfort zone, we rarely step outside of that comfort zone. But the consequences of that is a phenomenon known as hedonic adaptation. Hedonic, that's it. Hedonic adaptation. Overstimulation to the same kind of thing, the same stimuli, again and again and again, renders said stimuli invisible. Your brain is already mapped it in its own head, and you no longer literally have to be engaged by it. We have eyes yet see not, ears that hear not, and hearts that neither feel nor understand. That's the end of the quote. It's not quite the same thing as mundane acts of today, cleaning the house, shoveling the snow, chopping firewood, and carrying water. These have become the stimuli that are stuck in our brain. What if by witnessing those acts and honoring them as the necessities that keep us here and connected to the rest of life and love, maybe this is what we need to pull ourselves out of those comfort zones. Maybe this will bring us the enlightenment that we seek. Maybe this will bring us to the salvation, to the beloved community, to the possibilities of gratitude in a time such as this. Once again, I return to our call to worship. Some of us learned to count blessings on our fingers, others to whisper thanks to ancestors, to the earth, the sky. We carry different languages of gratitude, different ways of recognizing what sustains us, and all of them are welcome here. I hope that we keep showing up for the ordinary, routine, mundane, unspectacular work of being faithful to love. Until one day we look up and we don't know where this community ends and the radical worldwide network of interdependence starts. And we realize we like it that way. Chop wood, fetch water, enlightenment. Please join me now in singing this into practice with hymn number 1010 in the Teal hymnal, We Give Thanks.
We end our gathering with gratitude for the camaraderie, shared wisdom, goodwill, and support that we extend to each other within this community. May we continue to bless each other with these gifts, and may we reflect these blessings back out into the world as we minister to those around us. Please remain seated for the postlude, suite number 3 by J.S. Bach.